Well, let's see if this is working this time. Let's see here. I do apologize anybody that's watching. I just spent 2 hours talking and reviewing, and apparently it wasn't working. So here we go again. Let's see. It looks like this time it's actually working. Let's verify that. I didn't check it, and I always do, but it's been working so good. Test. Test, test. Alright, well, I do apologize, everybody. I just went through both of the first races last season, did a whole bunch of stuff here. So let's do a quicker recap than what I did. Welcome, everyone. I do apologize. I did start this just after 9 o'clock, and apparently it wasn't working, and I didn't check it, and I almost always check it, but it never fails. When I don't check it, it's not working, and I don't realize it. So, anyway, I did verify it's working now, but what I was going to do, something I wanted to do before the season started, and that is a season review. I'm going to do a very condensed version of that here, and we're going to spend about 15 minutes because I am dead tired. Okay, a season update on the 2025 HECS season. We will be back racing again next Saturday night. I do apologize to everyone. I wanted to do it this weekend, but I just have not been able to work on anything. Doing taxes and stuff this week, and week before doing some other things. I've been shorthanded at work pretty much since I've been there. Having a hard time keeping my one position open, but I got a new person starting Monday. So hopefully be able to get back into more of a regular rhythm and have some time besides coming home at night to just go to bed. So I'm going to recap here what we're going to do. Next weekend is going to be Event 3. We are going to reschedule the KingPittDawg Racing. I'm sorry, the RJP Memorial 400. We are going to reschedule that until probably into the end of April. But I'll update you guys on that as we go through things. Next weekend, the 29th, is at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time here, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time here, U.S. We will run the first annual Spring Classic, and it'll be Gr3 BoP. I believe we're going to be at Barcelona. I have not written that in stone yet, so if anybody has any suggestions, they'd rather be somewhere else. But I was trying to think of some place where you might enjoy springtime. So it's looking like there, or possibly one of the Japanese tracks like Suzuka. We'll be running a Gr3 BoP. It'll be our standard format, so 3 races. Our MRQ Night, which is the qualifying night, which is qualifying Heat Race1, 2, 3, will be run next Saturday, and then the following Saturday, so 2 weekends from tonight, that Saturday night we'll run Main Race1, 2, 3. So our standard format, 3 and 3 races, and then Event 4, which has become the theme, will be a quad race, and that'll be the Around the Earth event. So we'll run that somehow coinciding roughly with Earth Day, which we try to do every year. Around the Earth on Earth Day. And then we will finish up the spring series like we've been doing Memorial Day weekend, which is traditionally the kickoff of summer, at least in the United States. So that one will be a 2-weekend event. So it'll probably be the weekend before and the weekend of Memorial Day. And again, depending on how I've gotten into a better rhythm with work and that, we might be able to do put up some Friday nights, which we were doing before. So that's the plan with this season. Again, I wanted to do a 2024 recap. I think I'm gonna wait since I was in the middle of that. Basically, last year in the 2024, we'll do a really quick synopsis here. We had our spring series, our summer series, and the fall championship series, where the champion is determined. And in the spring series, we had Steve coming out on top with Keith and Logan as our top three. Myself, Nick, and Eric all qualified for the fall championship series in the spring series. At Daytona, we ran the 2-for-1 24, which is 2 races for 1 hour 24 minutes. We changed that theme a little bit this year, but we had Logan taking the overall on that one. We ran 2 divisions. We ran the hissers with the Group 2 cars. Logan won the overall, Steve second, Makoto third. Eric, who ran very well in the hissers, finished fourth. Then Zippy in fifth. JT, Adam, Keith, myself, Josh, Casper, and then Josh Demon. Then Angelo and Nook tied actually for 12th. DJ, and then John. So that was basically your point standing after the first event. And then we went into event 2, which was the first annual RJP Memorial. Remember, I lost my father in 12 of December of 2023. So we have now dedicated our first oval race as the Randall J. Pitterly Memorial 400. And that one was won overall by JT. Then Steve, Josh, Eric, Nick, Zippy, myself, Adam and Angelo tied for 6th. Nook, John, Makoto, Josh, Casper, Logan, Keith, Cody, and DJ. So that was event 2. And then we had event 3, which was last year, the Around the Earth event. Because remember, we started a little later last year because of my internet issues. In that one, we went to Barcelona. Autopolis, Barcelona, Big Willow, and Bathurst. And Keith won that overall event. Steve was second, and Eric third. Myself, Makoto, Zippy, John, Cody, and Logan. Excuse me. So event 4, it was Mother's Day at the Spa. That was at Spa, Circuit de Spa Francorchamps. And Logan was once again the overall champion in that event with Steve and Cody. Warren in third. And then Keith, myself, Zippy, Adam, Nook, Eric, Nasty, John, and Ken, which I never got Ken's last name. He only ran the one event with us, so. And then we had the 2-part overall championship, and that was at Watkins Glen. And Logan won the overall on that one with Steve second, Keith third, Zippy fourth, myself fifth, Nasty, then Demon, Eric, Adam, John, Cody, Warren, DJ, Jimbo ran with us, and then Nook and Makoto. And those were Makoto couldn't actually, I don't think Makoto actually made that event. I think those were loyalty points. And I can touch on that in another video about the points since I actually touched on that in the previous video I did that didn't come out. So again, our overall then, and the 6 guys that qualified for the Fall Championship Series in the Spring Series were Steve, Keith, Logan, myself, Zippy, and Eric. So those are what we call the first 6. Okay, those are the ones that are qualified for the Fall Championship Series that we ran after the Summer Series. So a brief synopsis then of the Summer Series. And I'm going to change the screen here just because this is annoying in the background. I apologize for that. Where are we going to go here? Let's go to... yeah, we'll go over here. We can kind of point to the tracks there so we know where we're at as we're going through this. It's actually what I did the first time, kind of. Alright. So, now we've gone through the Spring Series. We've been to Watkins Glen. So let's go down here. Okay, that's Spa, Mother's Day at the Spa. Watkins Glen, 5, okay. Oh, that's right, we ran Watkins Glen and then we ran 3 other. We ran Mount Panorama, Barcelona, and Autopolis. That was our finals. So let's see, let's skip there. That was another series, and then we started off at Spa. I'm sorry, at Le Mans, and that was for the first event of the Summer Series. And again, that was looks like that's HECS, and I think we ran Group 3. Let's see what we got here. I don't actually remember. I can tell as soon as we fire up with the cars here. I'm sure usually it's Group 1 I run at Spa. Yeah, it was. Group 1 modern cars. And HECS. So instead of Group 2 like we ran at Daytona, we ran Group 1 and HECS. Yeah, where are we at there? There we go. Alright, we'll follow out where we're at. Okay, so we had the 3 qualifying heat races on Friday night, and then the main races, which were stages, basically, of the same race. And that was our kickoff for Event 6 for Summer Series Event 1. Zippy was the overall winner here on this one, with Logan 2nd, Eric, Makoto, and Steve tied for 4th, Keith 5th, myself 6th, Adam in 7th, 8th DJ, 9th Kyle, who likes to run the Group 1 cars with us, Nook, Cody Warren, and Demon Josh. So after that first race, of course, that is our point standings. So that's Event 6, then Event 7. We were doing our street race, and this was, of course, on July 4th of July weekend, so the same time as the Chicago Street Race going in NASCAR. We ran our Cup cars at Tokyo. And I don't remember which layout this is at Tokyo, but it's the most funnest one. I think it's, let's see, what is it? South counterclockwise. So this was our Cup cars. Again, we ran the 3 qualifying heat races, and then 3 individual main races. So after 2 of 5 events, the second. I'm sorry. Here's what I'm doing something wrong here. like I said, guys, I'm dead tired, and I'd already gone through this once. So, Steve won the overall event with JT, Keith, Zippy, Makoto, myself, Adam, Eric, DB, which is a friend of Makoto's, and Nasty, rounding out the top 10 with DJ in there as well. So after that event, then at Chicago, we went to our event number 3 for the summer series, or event 9 overall. That's overall standings. Bear with me just a second here. I gotta get to the event. So we were at Fuji, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, and Red Bull Ring and Monza. I think this was our summer vacation, we called it. So we did another quad event here. And yeah, summer series event 8 overall champion was Eric. Yeah, we called this our summer vacation. So we went all over the earth. We started in the USA at Road Atlanta. Actually, I stand corrected. We started at Monza. Then we went to Fuji. Then we went to Road Atlanta. Then Red Bull Ring. So we went from Europe to Japan to US to Europe again. And as you can see the cars I drove during those events. And again, Eric was the overall winner with JT, Keith, Zippy, myself, Adam and Steve tied, and then Makoto, Angelo, Logan, and DB. So that was event 3. And again, we're tying the format a little bit closer to the event. So event 3 is going to be Group 3 pretty much from here on out. Event 4 is going to be our quad event, and then event 5 is always going to be like a split of 2 weekends. You get basically like 2 events in one. Event 5, that's your championship for the spring, summer, and then also the overall championship. So we're going to make it a little bit more involved, and that's going to be the theme. So 1 and 2 I've reserved for kind of special events, and then the third event's going to be the Group 3s all the time. Those are kind of like the main car of the race anyway, or the game anyway. So, and they're also the easiest ones to set up, and if we put them on BOP, then there's not a big argument over having a meta car. Not as bad anyway. All right, so let me see if I can find. Here we go. Overall events for event 4 of the summer series, which was the 4x4, and that was Brands Hatch, and it was pretty much a standard format race. GT4s this time. Okay, but we're gonna switch that theme around this summer. And we were Brands Hatch there in Group 4, and it was BOP. I think I allowed all the settings I could. But Steve won that overall event with John in second, JT, myself, Zippy. I'm sorry, let me correct that. Steve, John, JT were the top 3. Then Keith, Zippy, myself, Adam, Eric, Makoto, Nasty, and Cody Mack. So that was your summer. So going into the final event, Keith had a 9-point lead over Zippy and a 15-point lead over Steve. And then Eric, myself, Adam, Makoto, JT, Nasty rounded out the top 10 with Logan, DB, John, DJ, Kyle, Nook, Cody Warren, and Josh Demon and Cody Mack rounding out the rest of the field that had run so far. Okay, so we went into event 5 in the summer with a pretty tight points battle at the top. And then event 10 was won, and that was the KingPittDawg Racing 500. And we ran the trial, the 3 qualifying races, and then we ran the main race in 3 stages, which were just individual races on the game. But we kept that as a running total, and it was JT with the win, Zippy, myself, Adam, John, Makoto, Steve, Keith, Eric, Cody Warren, DJ, Nook, and Angelo Nasty. So at their next, what I called our next 6, after the summer series, those were the next 6 eligible in points. So let me find that sheet. I'm sorry, people. There's 5 of 10. 5 of 10, that's not it. This is just notes. Oh, here it is. Summer series. All right. So, and again, last year for the spring and summer, I gave 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points, bonus points for the FCS Fall Championship Series for the top 5. And then 6th place just got in, just because they got into the series. That was their bonus, getting into the Fall Championship Series. Oh, and I'm sorry, I don't have the sheet that has the next 6, but it ended up this one here is, let's see. I wasn't going to go over all this, but I will go ahead and do that. Let's see if I've got a listing here of the points totals for everybody. Let's see. The Fall Championship Series. So our eligible people in the Fall Championship Series were Logan, JT, Zippy, myself, Makoto, John, Steve, Adam, Nook, Keith, Eric, and then Angelo, DJ, Josh Demon. Those were your 16 eligible drivers for the Fall Championship Series. Now this year we're doing a little different, in that I'm going to have 14 total. I'm sorry, it was 14 total. That was right. So this year though, we're going to do a little different. We're going to, if somebody doesn't participate in the Fall Championship Series that's eligible, if someone does participate that ran in the whole series, then I will retroactively add their points in. Okay, but only one car is eligible for that. One driver. So I think that's about all I've got the energy for tonight, folks. I apologize. I had an hour and 50, I think it was an hour and 54 minutes or something like that, that I had gone over, and just didn't realize until about 3 minutes before I shut off the video that I wasn't actually live, even though it told me I was live. So my mistake. I didn't have my Chromebook in here, so I didn't turn it on. The phone app doesn't always show my lives, so I don't trust it when it's not working. And I checked it about 20 minutes before I shut off. But anyway, I think I've addressed pretty much everything. I wanted to show these videos, which I showed in the previous video. But again, we're gonna get this HECS back on track. Again, I really have a hard time getting getting home on Friday nights, and I've been also going out to work on my parents' house. Just going out there Friday night after work and then working Saturday mornings. So, I think that's it for tonight. Again, I apologize, everybody. The one time I didn't check again. It's been working fine recently, and I haven't really had any problems. And then the one time I don't check, it's not actually streaming. So, I'm gonna call this one a night, and we will get back to some racing next weekend. So, thanks everybody for your patience, and I'll keep things updated in the PlayStation app and also on the Facebook page during the week. So, thank you all again. I'm going to head out. Until next time, KingPittDawg out. Thanks again, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll know when I'm on, and then you'll be able to get all the information you want. And you can join me if you want to reach out to me on the PlayStation Network. Just go to KingPittDawg right there. It's the same both ways. Just go in there and click on friends. You can add me as a friend, or you can message me, and I can give you more information. It's really easy. You're not tied to anything. There's no fee for entering. It's just something I do because I enjoy it, and I like the organization of the whole series and running everything. So, thanks you guys. We'll see you around. Until next time, KingPittDawg out.